ובני ישראל הלכו ביבשה בתוך הים, בתוך הים, ובני ישראל הלכו ביבשה בתוך הים, בתוך הים. בני ישראל הלכו ביבשה בתוך הים, בתוך הים, ובני ישראל הלכו ביבשה בתוך הים, בתוך הים. Shekhinah, Holy One, play songs on our lips, I will rush into the water.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Ariel Wolpe, for bringing that beautiful Miriam song for the beginning of this Shabbat Shirah. Welcome, everyone. Well, it was good weather, no rain, no snow, but COVID. We were going to be having a music festival tonight, Shabbat Shirah on Fire, but we need to postpone that. And we've got a new name. It's called March 4th Music Festival on March 4th. Come forth with your fire. So we'll reconvene for that. But for now, I just wanted to welcome you. We are Congregation Beit Havarim. My name is Gayanne Guerin. I'm joined tonight by Will Robertson and co-leading the service with you. We have a lot of people helping behind the scenes. We're so grateful. What I wanted to say is hi, YouTube, and also say, you guys, you've already got your chat game going. Keep it up. It's a little disappointing to not be gathered together. It's the second Shabbat Shirah we've had online. Last year we were celebrating the release of Red Thread. We pulled this together in a last minute attempt to be able to bring the spirit of Shabbat Shirah. That's going to also depend on you and the Ruach that you allow yourself to bring. So one of the things I thought maybe we could do tonight in the chat is if you want to share some memories of Shabbat Shirah's past, that you do that. Something you remember from your years of experiencing that with Congregation Bet Havarim. But thinking about days of yore, let's listen to Brad Davidorf and the band bring us Shabbos Kodesh Imata.
אם אתה מאמין שיכולים לקלקל, תאמין, תאמין שיכולים לתקן. אם אתה מאמין שיכולים לקלקל, תאמין, תאמין שיכולים לתקן. אם אתה מאמין שיכולים לקלקל, תאמין, תאמין שיכולים לתקן. אם אתה מאמין שיכולים לקלקל, תאמין, תאמין שיכולים לתקן. אם אתה מאמין, מאמין שיכולים לקלקל, תאמין שיכולים לתקן, תאמין שיכולים לתקן. אם אתה מאמין שיכולים לקלקל, תאמין, תאמין שיכולים לתקן. אם אתה מאמין שיכולים לקלקל, תאמין, תאמין שיכולים לתקן. Shabbos Kodesh, Shabbos Kodesh, Shabbos, Shabbos Kodesh, Shabbos Kodesh, Shabbos, Shabbos Kodesh, Shabbos Kodesh, Shabbos, Shabbos Kodesh. Shabbos Kodesh, Shabbos, Shabbos Kodesh, Shabbos Kodesh, Shabbos, Shabbos Kodesh, Shabbos Kodesh, Shabbos, Shabbos Kodesh, Shabbos Kodesh, Shabbos, Shabbos Kodesh.
How can you not be in the spirit of Shabbat after a song and a vocal like that, Brad? Beautiful. Thank you. I would like to welcome everybody, Shabbat Shalom. And I'd like to invite members of the chorus to please raise your hands. We'll put ourselves on gallery view here. We so wish that we were in person with all of you tonight, but we are going to bring our light to you now with our candle blessing. So if you've got your candles, you can bring them in frame, or you can go to them and get ready to light. And I'll ask Bill and Rina to lead us in the candle lighting blessing.
Come on, candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher shana b'mitzvotav, v'yitzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen.
Yasher Koach, thank you for lighting the Shabbat candles and bringing in the light of Shabbat. For those of you that don't know what Shabbat Shirah is, and most of you do, but it celebrates freedom. The Israelites received the miracle of passing through the Sea of Reeds from slavery to Egypt, from the slavery in Egypt to freedom. And it's not long before they move from the exaltation of this moment into the unknown of the wilderness where they're challenged and recreated. The Torah Parsha Beshalach holds within it Shirat Hayam, the Song of the Sea, because the song is central to the experience of liberation. Because it is, and I'll say that again, song is central to liberation. And that's why this is called the Shabbat of Song. But we have this beautiful trifecta on a weekend like this, the trifecta of experience, of celebration, and also action, because not only is it Shabbat Shirah, but it's also Martin Luther King weekend, and it's also Tu B'Shvat, which begins on Sunday. So we're going to have a little bit of each of those in this service tonight to get us warmed up for this trifecta of beautiful energy. Let's bring Shabbat in with Shalom Aleichem. Let the angels assist us. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem leShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyonim, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nile Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nile Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sechem leShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We move into Kabbalat Shabbat Psalms. We open with Lachuna Ranana. Come sing in ecstasy. Come sing in ecstasy to the allness of everything, to the eternal one. Ring out a fanfare to our rock of rescue. How perfect for this Torah Parsha, for our rock of rescue. We'll move into Oziv Zimratiyah, which is within Shirat Hayam. And this beautiful covenant of my strength is balanced with the song of God. These things will be my liberation. We don't move into a bold act and a trusting, faithful act without both the combination of freedom and of surrender and strength. So this combination of surrender and strength together. So we begin with Lachuna Ranana. Yai da da yai yai, yai da da yai yai, yai da da yai yai, yai da 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 yai da yai, yai da da yai yai, yai da da yai yai, yai da da yai yai. Ya da 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 ya ya.
Lechu neranena l'Adonai Maria, Litzoyishenu, Nekadma, Panav Betoda, Bizmirot, Narialo.
Yai-da-da-yai, yai-da-da-yai-yai, 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 surrender to the way that this song wants to move through you right now. Oh, Z. Vizimradia Vayahi Lishua Ozi Vizimradia Vayahi Lishua Vezimradia Vayahi Lishua Ozi Vezimrandia Vayahi Lishua You to make sure that you see my frame drum in honor of Miriam's timbrels and all the frame drums that the women brought out of Egypt with them. Rashi asks, why did they bring these drums when they had to get out of there so fast? And they knew how important music was, and they knew that they would be making music, so they made sure that they brought their drums with them. The women did. Mackenzie Wren wrote today, we find ourselves on the cusp of a day honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The slogan for the day has become, make it a day on, not a day off. For many of us, our days are always days on as we work alone and together to make the world a better place. We do it in so many ways: advocacy in the halls of courthouses, activism in the streets, service in our communities, educating in so many different ways, spiritually, as we wrestle with injustices and misrepresentations of and within our faith traditions, and through healing as we work to understand ourselves and others. Thank you, Mackenzie, for putting that so well. We're going to watch a video that's a reminder of the spark of light within each of us. It begins with Psalm 95 that tells us that the spark of life within each of us is what we need to bring forth justice in the world. Darcy Cody and others for years have organized our CBH contingent to participate in the MLK March on Monday. Another year passes when we won't be there. Yet there are other opportunities that you can find in Betmail next year on Auburn Avenue.
let's jump back to that video and just pick it up where it left off there.
There is a feeling like the clenching of the fist. There is a hunger in the center of the chest. There is a passage through the darkness and the mist. And though the body sleeps, the heart will never rest. Shed a little light, oh Lord. Shed a little light, oh Lord. So that we can see. Oh yeah. Just a little light, oh Lord. Just a little light. See me no light from a dollar bill. Don't give me no light from a TV screen. No, 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 no. From the well on the hill. Well on the hill. I know you know what I mean. Shed a little light. Shed a little light, oh Lord. So that we can see. Oh yeah. Just a little light, oh Lord. Just a little light, oh Lord. Shed a little light, oh Lord. Shed a little light, oh. There is a feeling like the clenching of the fist. There is a hunger in the center of the chest, oh yes. There is a passage through the darkness and the mist, oh. And though the body sleeps, the heart will never rest. Oh, let us turn our thoughts today to Martin Luther King and recognize that there are ties between us, all men and women living on the earth, ties of hope and love, sister and brother.
So beautiful to see everybody. We look so cold. We welcome in Shabbat with Lecha Dodi.
O Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. O Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Hishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shemo tiferet ve'litila. O Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. O Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה. הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי. על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עצרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמונה עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
We deepen our connection in gathering together, just more of a sense of coming into prayer more deeply. You'll find this Baruch in your chat. Let us bless life, darkness and light, heart of harmony in chaos, and creativity and creation. Baruch et Hayim, bless life. Nevarech et Hayenu me'ata ve'ad olam. We bless our lives from now until forever. You'll also find the Ma'ariv Aravim in the chat. We celebrate the divine presence, the light in the universe, creative force that causes the evening to exist, opening the gates and varying times and seasons, arranging the stars in their heavenly courses with order, creative force of day, night, which rolls light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Wellspring of life, as such we name you, spark of spirit. May you dwell continually within us into eternity. We bless the source of all, which brings on the evening. Before the Shema is the blessing of Ahavat Olam, how God's love is in Torah. And with this Torah Parsha, love is expressed in song. Love is expressed in the ecstasy of being in freedom, and having that experience brings the instinctive inclination to sing. But there's not just one song in this Torah Parsha. It isn't just Shirat Hayam. Moses and Miriam both lead the people in song and Miriam in dance. But each song serves a different function. For Moses, he is recounting what has happened. And Rashi says about this passage, "Then Moses sang. Then when he saw the miracle, it rose in his heart that he should sing a song." And for Miriam, these words, "But God said, 'Let my children sing first, because they are of flesh and blood. They must sing now before they die. But you, as long as you desire, you remain alive and can sing.'" And Miriam grabbed that moment. Moses' song, the Song of the Sea, is called Shirat Hayam, and a Talmudic discussion between three rabbis asks this question: how shall this song be rendered? Rabbi Akiva says, Moses said, "I will sing to God," and the people responded to every verse with this same refrain, "I will sing to God." Rabbi Eliezer says, Moses said, "I will sing to God," and they responded, "I will sing to God," and then Moses sang, "He has triumphed gloriously," and they responded, "For he has triumphed gloriously," and so on. They echoed each verse, not just the refrain. Rabbi Nehemiah says, Moses sang the opening words of the song, and after the way that the people responded was they sang it in their own way. How do we sing our own song? Rabbi Nehemiah guides us to see that within all of us, our experience wants to be expressed, and that we have a voice that can follow, and it can respond, and it can express itself in all of those different ways. So we have two offerings tonight. Brad is going to chant Shirat Hayam, which holds within it the Michamocha prayer, and then an interpretive experience of discovery in the voice of Miriam.
אז ישיר משה ובני ישראל את השירה הזאת לאדוני ויאמרו לאמור השיר על אדוני כי גאו גאה סוס ורוכבו רמה בים עוזי וזמרתיה ואלי לישוע זה אלי ועמבהו אלוהי אבי וארום ממנו אדוני איש מלחמה אדוני שמו מרכבות פרעה וחילו ירב הים ומבקר שלישיו טו ים סוף תהומות יחסיומו ירדו וימסולות כמו אבן ימינך אדוני נדרי בכוח ימינך אדוני תירץ אויב וברוב גאונך תארוז קמך ותשלח ארונך יאכלמו כקש וברוח אפיך נערמו מים ניצבו כמו נד נוזלים קפו תהומות בלב ים אמר אויב ארדוף אשיג אחלק שלל תמלאמו נפשי ארי חרבי תורישמוך ידי ונשבת ברוחך כי שמו ים צללו כעופרת במים אדירים מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה ותיקח מרים הנביאה אחות אהרון אתוף בידה ותצאן כל הנשים אחריה בתופים ובמחולות.
I, Miriam, stand at the sea and turn to face the desert, stretching endless and still. My eyes are dazzled, the sky brilliant blue, sunburnt sands unyielding white. My hands turn to dove wings, my arms reach for the sky, and I want to sing the song rising inside me. My mouth open, I stop. Where are the words? Where the melody?
In a moment of panic, my eyes go blind. Can I take a step without knowing a destination? Will I falter? Will I fall? Will the ground sink away from under me? The song still unformed. How can I sing?
To take the first step to sing a new song is to close one's eyes and dive into unknown waters, for a moment knowing nothing, risking all, but then to discover.
The waters are friendly, the ground is firm, and the song rises again. Out of the mouth come words lifting the wind, and I hear for the first, the song that has been in my heart, silent, unknown, even to me.
Vatatsena kol hanashim acharecha betupim uvimcholot vatatsena kol hanashim acharecha.
ותצאנה כל הנשים אחריה בתופים ובמחולות, ותצאנה כל הנשים אחריה.
Everybody join in. Yai dai dai dai, yai dai yai dai. Yai dai dai yai, yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai dai dai, yai dai yai dai. Yai dai yai yai. We turn to the Shema, our collective presence together as we connect to the oneness. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושינתם לנביך ודיברת בם בשבתך ביתך ובלתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובחומך, וקשרתם להיות על ילדיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וסחבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
So we arrive at Mi Chamocha. We sing this every week, and tonight it has, of course, special resonance as part of Shirat Hayam. So for this evening, Gayan and I wanted to offer the version of Mi Chamocha that we wrote and recorded last year. And also tonight, we're going to see, Gayan has put together a beautiful video to go with this song. You'll see images of people traveling in response to injustice, whether they're refugees, folks marching against racism, or marching against the climate crisis. You'll also see reminders of the beauty in the world that we all share, how connected we are, and you'll see plenty of reminders of what's worth fighting for. So we wrote this piece in honor of Rabbi Josh, his service, care, and pursuit of justice during his time at CBH. May we all move forward in our journey as individuals and together, and pursue the path of justice and freedom. Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha bailim, Adonai. Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh,
Make a way where there is no way. Tzedek, tzedek, Tirdof. Tzedek, tzedek, Tirdof.
Thank you, Gay. Now we move to Hashkivenu with the words of Ufros Aleinu.
Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha V'taknenu Be'etza Tova Milfanecha Ve'hoshienu Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha V'taknenu be'etza tova milfanecha ve'hoshienu. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha V'taknenu be'etza tova milfanecha ve'hoshienu. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha V'taknenu be'etza tova milfanecha ve'hoshienu.
I liked singing with you, Will. So Sunday, Tu B'Shvat, is a Jewish holiday. We celebrate this holiday as the New Year of Trees, and there are so many opportunities for you to do service or for you to celebrate a Seder. There's a lot of online experiences. One here is a link right there to a musical Tu B'Shvat Seder that Rebecca Goldsmith, who's here tonight, will be part of leading. It's put on by Rising Song. Hadar, it'll be, RG. It'll be beautiful. So, and if you need a link, you can also go to Rising Song or Hadar and get that link. But one more time, you can put that link up there so y'all can get that and register for that if you want to go. But this is an opportunity to tune in to the holiness of trees. The Kabbalists talk about the fruit of the tree within them holds the divine spark. So if we eat the fruit of the tree, we are taking in the divine spark. I love this. But I had another teaching about the trifecta here. Lawrence Kushner and Nehemiah Poland offer us a place where all of these elements of holiness meet on the pathway to liberating us from the dualism that holds us back from knowing that nature is part of the design, for knowing that we're interconnected. So they write this teaching in My People's Prayer Book. And just this is the real meaning of Mi Kamocha. Who is like you among the gods, Adonai? For the Kabbalist, the word me is not an interrogative. Who? I said that word wrong. It's not who. It's not the question about who. But it's another name for God. Me is a name for God. And Ba'elim, among the gods, can also be read as Beit Ilan, 2 trees. So now the Mi Kamocha reads not as a question, but as a statement. Who? God. God is 2 trees. I'm just going to sit with that for a minute. That's what I've been talking about, y'all, for a long time. God is 2 trees. That's what Mi Kamocha is. The tree of life, which is ayin, nothingness, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which is yesh, something. Nedar b'kadesh nora tehilot osefele, adorned in holiness, revered in praise, worker of miracles. So when we balance this power to act, our self-assertion, our yesh, our something, with the humility of being selfless, ayin, nothing, then we too can create wonder. So what we're having here for you is a meditation on trees tonight. This is our Amidah meditation, our silent meditation. It's just to take in the holy wonder of trees. This nugin was written about the relationship between the trees on the bank of a lake and the water of the lake. This is the light reflecting on the trees from the water. Just let this wash over you. Take it in, relax, breathe, lean back. Either take this in for rest or for the sake of awakening to the holiness of trees. Happy Tu B'Shvat. trees are healers. We take this moment to do a Mishaberach for healing for those that are in need. And we'll read the names on the Mishaberach list in a moment. But please put names into the chat of people who you're also wanting this prayer to be said for. We include Richard Adler, Richard Cohen, Ginny Williams Cohen, Lois Birch, Ellie Emmerich Hart, Jerry Falcon, Chai and Billy Knock, Claude Baruch, Tesla Queen, Janice Blackman, Beth Ann Budicant, Megan Redant, Pilar Barclay, Grady Floyd Adair, Dolly Wax, Esther Myers, Sharon Miller, Nikki Russler, Harriet Gold, Meredith Rimmelauer, Carol Robinson Shep, Chris Grasso, Betty Presswood, Rosalie Levy, Pepe Lurie, Aya Iwatani Weinroth, Naya Brown, Mona Lisa Schultz, Treya Caldwell, Linda Staples, Linda Fishman, Sarah Koblek, Darcy Sabat, Amy Kraft, Naomi Stauber, Glenn Podhauser, Mark Podhauser, Emily Green, Carla Caraballo, Sarah Griscom, Ann Sheila Taylor, Marta Inez Casillejo, Tanya Eden, Alan Sugar, Allison Kolbs, Lauren Levin, Fran Shahar, Lang Marsh, Sharon Miller, Kai Sutpin.
This is call and response.
Mishaberach Avotenu Makor HaChaim Leimotenu Hu Yevarech Ve'yirafeh Et HaCholim El Narefana 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 Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaChaim Leimotenu Hu Yevarech Ve'yirafeh Et HaCholim El Narefana 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 El Narefana
Thank you, Will. So if we were together in shul right now, I'd say everybody set their sidurs to the side. because I'm about to give a devar. An invitation can be a life-changing experience. Would you like to join me? I'm not talking about my dating life now. You can catch me later on that. But this is a story filled with love. It's yours and it is also mine. I want to title this devar The Song of CBH because by the blessing of divine invitation, I have been at the center of how music expresses the heart of this community. Your song, if you will, one that is diverse and ever evolving. The unexpected invitation I got was from Lee Sloan. Those that remember our first cantor, also not ordained, know her ruach and angelic voice. One High Holy Days, she asked me to sing a duet with her. I was delighted and scared. I was not singing at the time. I was on what I thought was a permanent hiatus due to paralyzing self-judgment. But I said yes, and through a continuous wave of events that unfolded over several years, a group of us began to create something musical and relevant. It is imperative to acknowledge CBH's gay and lesbian roots, to understand how an invitational, creative, outside-of-the-box foundation seeded this musical possibility, what I would now call a queer culture that was nourishing everyone. Our first Shabbat Shirah was with Rabbi Layla Berner at the Friends Meeting House. Mike Zimmerman, our drummer, was there, among others. There were a couple of High Holy Days with Lee and her family, joined by a few of us singing the late Italian Renaissance composer Solomon Rossi's 4-part classical setting of a Jewish prayer. We rehearsed it on the morning of Rosh Hashanah. Oh, how things do change. This small group included Brad and Beverly, and Rabbi Josh quickly saw the talent there and encouraged us to keep building. I started researching Jewish music. I called Velvel Pasternak, an expert Jewish musicologist, who sweetly did a mitzvah and gave me 45 minutes of his time to orient me to Jewish choral music. It was the late 90s, and the internet became my self-crafted degree program in Jewish music, as well as rich conferences like the convening of the Milken Archive, for one. We formed a chorus. I brought Bobby McFerrin's setting of Psalm 23 with God as Mother and the Melodians by the River of Babylon as our first two pieces. All the choices went by Rabbi Josh, who has always been open to experimenting. In fact, that became one of our go-to words. We would try something and then see how the congregation responded. The narrative that I hope we remember over the years as we continue to evolve is that we wanted to grow this from our own soil. We didn't want to sing poorly written or boring Jewish established institutional music. Nor did we want to sing Hebrew words set in a genre that sounded like Christian pop music. We wanted the music to be vibrant, authentic, surprising, and reflective of the human's spiritual wrestling and exaltation. Over the years, we wanted the sounds to be global, representative of our region, ancient, traditional, and aesthetic, as well as innovative, drawing from known Jewish composers as well as gay and lesbian voices, finding the intersection between the secular and sacred worlds, believing holiness can be found in all places. From the first trailblaze of this organic, congregant-based, rabbi-encouraged musical path in which we were beautifying the mitzvah of prayer while connecting us to Jewish values. I know that was a run-on sentence, but it's all true. There was this willingness to be discerning with aesthetics. What would we sound like? First and foremost, it was honest and relational. The music reflected the proclivities of the folks that were making it. Beverly directed the High Holy Day chorus, classical. Me, I directed the Shabbat Shirah chorus and band, diverse. And the instrumentalist, Mike, Jeff, Jordan, George, Norman, a little harmonica, and others would join in. And then there was this open-minded group of willing singers interested in making something meaningful. We were building our own arrangements and adapting pieces that were way too hard for us. Did you hear me well? Did you hear that confession? None of us wanted to sound too sappy or too overly serious for no good reason. We wanted the music to have integrity and reflect what CBH cared about: love for all, connection, making the world a better place, and being Jewish. And this is not easy. We soon had to work to balance the variety of melodies that some congregants had grown up with new ideas. It was imperative to me that we understand the role of everyone's voice in prayer. I was committed to not isolating the prayer voice to the cantor or the chorus. To me, this was death of Ruach, and we might as well all go home and listen to our CD players. Yes, that's what we had then. Also troubling the waters for me was the belief that religion needed to be in alignment with the great creative possibility of expressing all the things from deep sorrow to profound joy, as well as the ordinary. While holding deep respect that any instrument can be a vessel of prayer, perhaps singing is humankind's most vital and shared spiritual act, because it awakens in us a shared solidarity and a resonance with the transcendent. Certainly in Judaism, the human voice is the central instrument of prayer. And if I would doubt that religion is to create hearty spiritual character, Abraham Heschel's words would inspire. He urged cantors not to be satisfied with what is too readily accessible, but rather to press on towards mystery. Religious music, this is a quote from him, religious music is an attempt to convey that which is religious music is an attempt to convey that which is within our reach, but beyond our grasp. The loss of that tension throws all cantorial music into the danger of becoming a distortion of the spirit. Again, not too sweet, not too dry. His words again: to pray is to take notice of the wonder, to regain a sense of mystery that animates all beings. For me, some of the important questions and how you shape a musical culture, a religious musical culture, are this: how do you balance creating well-rehearsed, beautifully crafted, written music that you want others to hear, while also creating well-rehearsed music that you want the congregation to join in with, while also creating a culture where everyone sings prayers with their voices and no one's thinking about who's better or who's worse? Is this form better or is this form worse? The desire was to build bridges, not create walls, where a piece of music could be listened to for reflection and contemplation in one moment, and not squelch the spirit of anyone by thinking, I can't sing. How could we rehearse and not be performative, but prayerful? Could we put our all into becoming better and better musicians and remain inclusive? Our approach was kavanah. We always have brought kavanah, spiritual intention, to our work, and we have not always hit the mark when it comes to inclusivity. A reminder to all of us, in case we have forgotten: our voices are unique and diverse with different needs for expression. There is a place for all voices. That means a lot to me to say that. This is actually the idea behind this music festival that was going to be happening tonight, that will be happening on March 4th. many voices, many genres, many different cross sections of the community, many different ways that we make music together. Inventing and experimenting was exciting and fun, but not without hurdles and possible wrong turns. This is one of my favorite hurdles. I was sitting in a rehearsal with the band, we were at Jeff Jones' house, waiting for a phone call from the ritual committee about whether we could use electric instruments on Shabbat. The answer was no. It was a good answer for the time, yet we were not in a bubble. All Jewish music and worship was shifting, and I began to find innovative music that was happening in New York and San Francisco among congregations and started bringing these sounds into CBH. Way back, I remember a rehearsal for Shabbat Shirah at CCUCC. I was hassling with the sound system, and I saw this guy sitting in the pews, and I asked him if he might be able to help. He was super friendly, and he said he would try. And he went by the name of Will Robertson. He was just hanging out, waiting for Amy, who was in the chorus, who had joined the chorus because B. Wallens had invited her. Note, another invitation. Amy later suggested I might ask Will to help with an arrangement of Bernstein's Chichester Psalm, which I had been trying to simplify. Again, music that was too hard for us. I was like, okay, why not? I'll ask him. Will soon joined the bass section of the chorus and would be transcribing the parts I was teaching by ear. Still, who is this guy? Beverly agreed to let him conduct one piece with the chorus at some point. As Will's talents slowly became evident, record producer, and our growth as a music program kept expanding as more folks were attracted to what we were created and wanted to be a part of it, we knew we could not sustain guiding this group of congregants as volunteer leaders. Will and I decided to share a part-time position that was affordable to CBH, and that decision shaped the next layer of sound and skill development in what has become known as the CBH Music Program. How the strings became integral to CBH is a story in and of itself, one of such extraordinary beauty and generosity. But I'm not going to go into that beautiful story tonight. I'm just going to fast forward here, passing through years of making albums, singing for Paul Simon, traveling to Charleston and Philadelphia, the reinvigoration of congregational singing, the evolution of chant as a form that we created based in improvisation, not strictly held forms, band Shabbats, pandemic recording and videos, and honestly, more beloved moments than I know what to do with. And I just want to return to the Torah Parsha. Songs rise up from us in different forms to express different parts of our shared human spiritual experience. Trust this more, please. Feel your song of praise. Feel your song of relief. Feel your song of grief. Feel your song of hope. A song that rises from within you like Moses and Miriam is a heart song, and nothing compares. Humans can make musical connections with one another. They may invite each other to collaborate, but the invitation to hear and bring a song forth is your birthright. You are invited to sing. You are invited to sing. May CBH continue to shape its sound, to reconstruct, to retrieve musical traditions that may have been lost, and to continue to bring original music. There has never, ever been a time in Jewish history when this has ever been more invited than now. Shabbat Shalom.
So let the words of our mouth and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable in thy sight. Over us.
Amen, 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 brother. Thank you for that. That was a surprise. We turn now to the prayer for the end of hiding. Brad, will you lead us in this?
As LGBTQ Jews, we're aware of the loss of integrity we suffer due to pressures of the larger society. We often feel forced into a dishonest presentation of ourselves, to ourselves and others. The LGBTQ individuals who feel they must pretend to be something that they are not. The Jews who feel they must be alienated from their tradition and community to win larger acceptance. Both are victims of a theft of identity and integrity committed by the sexual, gender-identifying, or religious majority. Creator of the universe, we ask that our hiding draw to an end, that we no longer feel we have to pretend, to promise falsely, to renounce ourselves, and that our fullest creative expression as Jews and as lesbian, gay, transgender, bisexual, and queer people be among the blessings you bestow upon us. Amen.
Amen. For those that are in a ritual period of mourning or observing a yard site, we turn to the Mourner's Kaddish. You'll find it on page 131. Please put the names of those that you are honoring into the chat. I'm going to wait just a moment to see some names. Here we go. May their memories be for a blessing. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma devrach yutei vayumlich machutei, bechayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'zman ka'ariv ve'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam omei amaya, yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitraman ve'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei kudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'elmal ve'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen. Osei shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yeshvei tevel ve'imru. Amen. It is my pleasure to invite one of our new board members, not new to CBH, but new to being on the board. Lauren Levin, would you please give announcements tonight? We'll get you there. Hang on just a second. We're just having some technical difficulties. Mercury did go into retrograde today, so hang on.
There you are.
Shabbat Shalom, y'all. We're so glad to host so many friends from around Atlanta and across the country for our in-person and virtual services. My name's Lauren Levin. As Gayanne said, I've just joined the board as your member at large. This is my first time with announcements, so here we go. In the coming week, we have a number of exciting events. Tat Shabbat will meet in person outdoors at CBH tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. There will also be an online Shabbat morning minyan led by our own Susan Levy tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Monday chant will be at 6:30 p.m. on Zoom, January 17th. Mindful Moments meets weekdays at 8:45 a.m. on Zoom. The 15-minute Minion meets Saturdays through Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Zoom. And the Lunchtime Tour Study via Zoom again is at noon on every Tuesday. Next Friday night at 6:45, we will host Shabbat services on Zoom, once again led by Gayanne and Will Robertson. Join us next Saturday, January 22nd, for the Bat Mitzvah of Lila Schaefer at 9:30 a.m. As Gayanne mentioned, please mark your calendars for Friday, March 4th for CBH's March 4th Music Festival. Look for more details in Bet Mail. All regular services will be online until the end of January, when we will reassess based on infection rates. Limited outdoor programming is still happening in person, so be sure to check the CBH calendar for updates. As we are limiting the number of attendees to keep everyone COVID safe, if you plan on attending any of our in-person services, please visit our website to reserve your spot. Be sure to check your Bet Mail or the CBH website for new programs that are added to the calendar every week. We have a vast number of them. Look for a Tu B'Shvat nature walk with Gus Kaufman and Shelley Rose, which you need to sign up for. Outdoor yoga, an interfaith parenting service series, Martin Luther King Jr. Day options, new Tot Shabbat dates, book club, film screenings, a saging series, adult education, and more. Zoom links to all our public events can be found by clicking on the streaming services option on the top of our webpage. As always, for a full view of our offerings, please visit the CBH calendar on our website. Thank you, Gayanne and Will, for leading such a tremendous service. And Gayanne, your Devar Torah was out of the park.
You did
Shabbat
great,
Shalom.
Did great.
Thanks, Lauren. You did do great. Yasher Koach, and thank you so much for that. So here we are. We did it. We did throw it together, Shabbat Shirah. So happy to be with you. That is what makes this feel right. It didn't feel right sitting in my room by myself, but it sure feels right with you all. So our last song is not Oseh Shalom tonight. Our last song tonight is a piece that the band recorded a while ago. And why? Because it's a great song to dance to. And guys, it's Shabbat Shirah. Let's take Audrey by the hand. Let's dance around our room. I want to see you dancing in that gallery. Let's go, Will. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. And I also want to give, before we start, this special thank you to Bill Lang and Ariella Friedman.
Yes, thank you.
Have run all of Zoom tonight in Haley's absence. Thanks to both. This is an incredible job and an incredibly tall order. Let's rock, y'all.
All right. Feel free to unmute and wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom,
Shabbat
everyone.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.